Hey, alright, here's my team builder for the semifinals. I'm going to be quick about this. I'm about to do the battle now. I'm not going to live record it. Get out of here with that. I also didn't update this thing, so change Sarina with Quagsire because Entei just ruins my life. Still, I need Quagsire, and I have Tornadus, I guess, to switch into to Mega Venusaur if it comes, and yeah, and that's about it. So just really quick, I changed Hoopa to Scarf so I can outspeed Mimikyu. I can take a +2 Shadow Sneak pretty well. I can outspeed um, Meloetta if it comes. I can outspeed Entei ignoring extreme speed. I can outspeed a non-Scarf Landorus. I'm about 99% sure Scarf Landorus is coming, especially based on the outcome of the last battle where Tornadus just outsped it, KO'd with HP Ice. Scarf Lando has a really good matchup against my team, and either way, Abomasnow has Ice Shard, so there's no reason for him to bring Rock Polish. And that way he could bring more coverage moves, so he can bring like U-Turn, Earth Power, and then some weird mix between Sludge Wave, Rock Slide, Focus Blast, anything he thinks he needs to cover my team. So yeah, Scarf Lando, probably still Banded Entei, it'll happen. Yeah, and like Mimikyu's still threat. I don't know. So this thing can outspeed Mimikyu, can take a thing. Thunderbolt for Vaporeon, Ice in case I need to outspeed Landorus and kill it. Dark Pulse Psyshock just for coverage. Psyshock does more to Mimikyu, has lower defense. And then max speed in case Dragonite gets +1. It will be forced to E-speed. I don't think it'll kill if I'm at full health. I don't know. I might have to calculate mid-battle. So here's next. Choice Specs, Hydreigon come in the same. I'm not bringing Dragon coverage this time because or I'm not bringing double dragon coverage this time because like I basically can never lock myself into a dragon move. There's almost never a reason to do it over Dark Pulse unless I need to drop a Draco on like a Landorus that I think I need or an Entei that I need to kill from full health. And Mimikyu's maybe already dead. Who knows? I have Defog because I don't have Sarina to Rapid Spin anymore. Rocks still mess up my team, especially with an Ice and a Flying type. And then I outspeed Mimikyu. I also outspeed Adamant Entei, which I totally forgot was a thing. So whatever, we'll figure it out. And then U-turn because I need as much momentum in this match as I can get because I'm not confident. Okay, so same thing with you. I don't have defog. I have HPS because I need it in case I can take a hit from Lando, and I don't have to rely on Hurricane killing it. Hurricane has actually incredible coverage on his team besides Bronzong, but that's what Dark Pulse is for. And then U-turn for coverage. Safety goggles still for the Venu. I think Venusaur has a better chance to come here. I think he saw Entei do incredible work against my team. And then basically that means I'll have to bring Quagsire, and I think he knows that I pretty much have to bring Quagsire. And every mock, everyone's brought Venu except one. I did 3 mocks. 2 brought Venu. Every single one brought Lando and Mimikyu. 2 brought Entei. None brought Dragonite. Everyone brought Vaporeon. Everyone brought Bronzong. So I think Rocks will be important. I think he'll bring Bronzong. I think that's a good call. I think he'll bring Entei. I think he'll bring Lando. I think there's a better chance he brings Venusaur this time, knowing there's a chance he'll bring Meloetta again because it was still able to do a lot. It would basically force me to sack something off, which I think is good for him because Meloetta forcing me to sack anything off opens up my team way more than killing off Meloetta opens up his team for me, if that makes sense. So yeah, Dark Pulse for like Bronzong. It'll probably have Colbur, honestly, but like who cares? I'd rather break Colbur with Tornadus and then have Hydreigon in on it later to go for Dark Pulses. HP Ice in case, yeah, like I said, in case I can still take it from Lando. Hurricane hits well, and U-turn safety goggles for momentum and stopping Venusaur if it comes. Bumsnow's coming the same. I considered on the advice of one of my friends running special with like Giga Drain to combat the Vaporeon without having to worry about burns as much, but then still running Ice Shard to be able to hit Lando and Dragonite. Running speed to make sure I outspeed Vaporeon and Venusaur. But I just think even if I get burned, I can still Sword Stance it away. Vaporeon can only do so much to me. If it's going to be having to Wish and Protect to try to stall me, I could just be Sword Stancing on those turns. Ice Beam only does less than 30%. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, but I think physical is better. I don't think I need to run Worry Seed and Blizzard to combat Venusaur. I'll just switch into Tornadus and hopefully be able to get rid of rocks with Hydreigon if I need to or whatever, because the sash is important, but it usually gets broken every time. I'm not gonna go crazy to preserve a bonus sash and end up losing Mons. So Earthquake in case I can catch Entei again or overpredict on Dragonite. Who knows? Mercury, I was really debating between this and Sarina because Sarina really helps me handle Vaporeon. Vaporeon's a huge problem for me. Usually it's like I can hope at best that Hydreigon can 3-hit KO it. Depending on whether or not it wants to get damaged, I can end up trying to flinch it on wish turns and stuff like that. But and Starling has rapid spin, but I think between Nidoqueen Bulk, the chance to have the Shuko work against Lando, the chance to take a hit from Entei or Mimikyu or anything basically besides like special Psychic Meloetta, even if Venusaur kind of handles this thing, and I am running Flamethrower to hit Bronzong before I'm running over Thunderbolt to hit Vaporeon. I mean, it sucks. I don't have a lot for Vaporeon, but that's just how it's gonna go. Vaporeon's a huge threat, but Bronzong getting up rocks and stuff is also a huge threat. Possibly bringing screens. Screens on Bronzong would fuck me up big time. So there's that, and I'm thinking I might have to lead Tornadus every time because he's either leading Landorus or Bronzong, so I can either U-turn out, scout for the Scarf, get a Dark Pulse, break the Colbur on Bronzong, do whatever. And then standard physically defensive Quagsire to try to combat this Entei, a little bit the Mimikyu, depending if he might not bring a Woodhammer this time because he'll know he'll have whatever it's called, Mega Venusaur, or he might bring One Hammer and then Shadow Sneak this time, and then have Play Rough, and I have Shadow Claw, so then Nidoqueen can actually live a hit. You know, there's a bunch of different stuff that could happen. I've Scald Nice Beam, Toxic in case I need Toxic like Vaporeon. This thing can handle Vaporeon pretty well. There's like very little situations where Vaporeon is bringing Toxic. I think Bronzong would have a better chance to have Toxic. Vaporeon is just almost always running Scald, Ice Beam, Wish Protect. It needs those protects, or else I can just hit it hard and let it die. And so the worst he can do is burn me because I am obviously unaware in case he has, set up Dragonite and stuff. And I can just try to keep it at high enough health with this thing that I can live in Earth Power from Landorus if I need to. That usually does about 75% if he's not Life Orb. And if he is, it does like 90%. So either way, it's probably spooky. But that's my team. I'm bringing the exact same team besides Quagsire over Sarina. I mean, there's a lot of different things. I tried out Pyroar in a match because it outspeeds Mimikyu and doesn't get Shadow Sneak, but I end up relying on Pyroar because that slots takes up like either Nidoqueen or Quag. I'm relying on Pyroar to like switch into Entei, and it's just not working. I tried Mawile in a match, and there's just too much between Entei and Landorus outspeeding, and Mimikyu potentially carrying Will-O-Wisp for anything weird, or even Mega Venusaur just kind of fucks that thing up. I can't really run outspeed Mega Venusaurs without running Jolly, and I don't even know if that still works. So Mawile just like really can't come, but maybe he'll think it'll come because I didn't bring it last time. Maybe he'll expect a bigger change in my team. Maybe this is exactly what he's predicting. I just have to play well. The only way I'm winning this match is playing really well, predicting really well, which I've been about 50-50 for on like between the mocks and last game. So it's going to be really tough. It's going to be a hard battle. I'm giving myself like a 40% chance to win, like objectively, but like confidently. Oh, we're going to the finals, baby. So I'll do the match in about a minute here. Won't do it live. I'll do a post-com, and I'll try to keep my like energy sneaky so you don't I don't come in like, oh, here's the semifinals. Like I've clearly won. I just go, oh, here's the semifinals, and I've clearly lost. So I try to like keep the suspense high. So thanks for watching up to this point. Battle will come up in a minute. Oh boy, I'm nervous, baby. I don't know. I'm hiding my nervousness by being goofy. Fuck it, whatever. Transition, go. All right, here is the battle. Like I said, no tone spoilers, because that'd be trash. The battle just happened, so I recorded the team builder, did the battle, talked with everybody about it, and now I'm here because it's fresh. I have time to record now. I'm going to do it. So first thing I noticed, no Bronzong, useful. Venu did come, so Torn is huge for that, because otherwise it's that Hoopa and like flinching with Hydreigon. Dragonite did come, which is fine. Depending on his set, I mean, I have Quag to take physical hits. I have, Nido's bulky. Abomasnow, besides E-Speed, can Ice Shard it. I have HP Ice and Dragon moves and Scarfs. So I wasn't too worried about Dragonite in the first place. Lando's here, that's fine. It's like I said, I was thinking Scarf was very much an option, but we'll see if I was right about that. And then Venu's annoying. Entei's a threat, but I have Quag, so we'll see what happens with that. Mimikyu, I've prepped for as much as I can, and then there's Vaporeon, so lots of things. So I am happy with everything I brought. Starina really, I don't think, especially with Venu and Entei there, and Dragonite would not have done that much in this matchup. So I feel a lot better about taking Nido there, and I decided I was going to lead with Torn because basically I can U-turn out, especially without Bronzong here, I can basically U-turn out on anything or try to get big Hurricane damage because he has no Flying resist and no Dark resist. So that is super awesome, and we're going to lead and see what happens. So I lead Tornadus. He does, in fact, lead Landorus. I say, okay, I'm going to U-turn. If he's Scarf, Rock Slide doesn't do that much. And now he's not Scarf, so I go, okay, well, he's not going to go for Earth Power unless he's the smartest man of all time. He goes for Sludge Wave. Okay, so he definitely doesn't have Rock Slide, I don't think. I have Shuka. I'm going to go for Ice Beam. I either kill him or do huge damage, break the Yachi. Rocks would be nice, but it's not worth risking, and he lives barely. There's no way for me to get that without having Shuka or being like Modest or whatever. So I'm going to go back into Tornadus. I think Nidoqueen's at good enough health where I can justify having it. And I'm going to U-turn out. I could have not done that and just killed him, but I wanted to get the regenerative boost, make sure I had it. Going to Bombasnow, basically lure in the Entei, and let me pause it. Okay, so here I was thinking I could bust my Sash, go down to 1%, Earthquake him back, do like 70%, something crazy like that, something real good. I could actually check that. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so Earthquake would have done like 60 to 70%. But one, I risked the burn, and then I only do 30%, then I die to the burn, and I've broken my Sash. And I think a Bombasnow is more useful to keep alive for Mimikyu, even sort of Venusaur and D-Knight, especially keep that Sash intact. So I did decide to go Quag here. I know it was a HP Grass could be a thing. He could be running, he could not even be banned. But he goes for Sacred Fire, does 30%. I'm like, okay, well, he's definitely like almost got to be choiced. And here I'm going to make another play. So here's what I'm thinking here. I take another Sacred Fire and recover because there's no reason for me to risk going to like 2-hit KO range and only getting a Scald off. From his perspective, he could burn me. He doesn't know I've got Scald and Ice Beam over like Earthquake or whatever, or like Earthquake and Ice or Waterfall and Ice Punch. Actually, you know what? That makes less sense in hindsight, but whatever. And I was like, well, I can recover here and have him go into Venusaur, and then have to switch out into Torn, and that's the play because I have safety goggles on Torn. The worst you can do is Sludge Bomb me. Torn's at like 75% now, or even better because it's at 50, so it should be at like 83% right now. So I can switch into Venusaur every time. But I decided to try to get momentum in my favor. I know I've taken out Landorus. I have two of my Mons lower now, including Quagsire. So instead of recovering, I do opt to switch into Tornadus. I see that he does not switch, and this Sacred Fire is going to hit and KO my Landorus. Or my Thunders. My Tornadoes. I said all of them! Oh my gosh. Let me pause one more time. So here I go, okay. Venusaur now, the only thing that can really touch it is Hoopa, and Hydreigon can hope to catch it in on switches, flinch it, do something. So Venusaur just went up about 90% in the threat zone from about the 25% it was at, especially if it has Sleep Powder. The fact that Torn outspeeds Mimikyu. Mimikyu goes up from like an 80 to like a 90 now. Entei even a little bit, because I outspeed that, goes from like a 90 to 95. Dragonite, even that, because I had HP Ice and stuff, goes from like a 60 to like a 70. And Vaporeon's just kind of annoying. So here I'm like, I'm so upset with myself because I knew I didn't really consider the fact that, okay, so in my mocks, that double worked almost every time. Like I think I did it twice on two different people and it worked. So he also told me that he did have Toxic on Entei and very almost clicked it when I went into Quagsire. On the turn, I almost stayed in with the Bombasnow. So my almost change meant his change was bad, and then like had I so it was like. We both basically 50-50 to choice, and it did work out in my favor. And then I blew it. I threw it all away. So now we're 5-5, and he did very much consider going to Venusaur there too. We talked about it. So whatever. So I go to Hydreigon now. I know he's locked into Sacred Fire. I can do 1,000,000%, maybe flinch him. Hopefully not get burned. Sacred Fire does 41%. I don't think it did that much last time. I don't really remember. So Hail's hurting us both. So he's been in rock range for a while now. If I can find a time to get up rocks with Nidoqueen, I can do a lot. So I go for Dark Pulse, just 40% of Venusaur. This thing's clearly especially defensive because it's not even Mega'd yet. I say, okay, well, let's Dark Pulse again, 30% chance to flinch. It could happen. He could go for Sleep Powder or Leech Seed Synthesis. He has Synthesis, sucks. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to switch now because I need Hydreigon healthy more than I need Hoopa healthy, although Hoopa being asleep now is horrendous because that's the only thing I have to touch this Venusaur. So he goes for a Giga Drain. I'm like, okay, so he based on that damage, he could kill me with the Sludge Bomb. He gets Synthesis. He does whatever. So he Synthesis, he's back at a lot of health. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I just need a Dark Pulse, hope for flinches. I literally thought myself here. I get the flinch. I said, okay, I deserve. I was joking. I was being ironic. I was like, I deserve a second flinch here. Give it to me. Doesn't, he Sludge Bombs, it kills. So it's like, okay. Here, let's look at my team real quick. So I have Aboma Snow, does max like 19% with an Ice Shard. I have Quagsire, doesn't outspeed, does max like 12% with an Ice Beam. I have Hoopa, it's asleep, he heals up, he can go into Mimikyu, he can go into Vaporeon. Like, it's Psyshock, yeah, Psyshock probably does like 80%. So, like, if I can do a 2-turn wake up and have him get overconfident or whatever, I can. Vaporeon comes in, I can go into Quagsire or Boma Snow. Like, sure. I have Nidoqueen, I put in a lot of speed. He would have to have put, like, 80 plus EVs into speed to outspeed what I put Nidoqueen at. And Earth Power should be able to kill just because I have a lot. I'm just, like, super special attack. So, I'm going to go into Nidoqueen. The best thing he could do is to go into Dragonite, but like that's probably not even worth it. So I feel like I'm safe to go for an Earth Power. There's no reason I'm going to go for Rocks and risk him Synthesis. I kill Venusaur. So that flinch is huge, and there's a lot of options for it. So like if you want to argue a law of averages or whatever, like 30% chance, I went for like 3 or 4. It's hacked, but like it helped me out. So he goes into Dragonite. I'm going to stop real quick. Sorry, missed it by a second. So here I'm kind of like. Before that flinch, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. My mind's going miles a minute because of this freaking Tornadus play. Before that flinch came, when he Synthesis that second time got to like 98%, I was like, I lose this game here because I was like, if I don't flinch him, he KOs Hydreigon, which was important, and then I have to come in with Hoopa and hope for the best, hope for a 1-turn wake, hope he doesn't go into Mimikyu and start setting up. If Mimikyu has Woodhammer, I've kind of already lost anyways, because Quagsire is the only thing that can do anything. The rest of the things on his team, besides Aboma Snow, but Aboma Snow can only do things to like 2 guys before he dies, and Hoopa's asleep. So I'm just like, I'm gonna lose. And then I come in here, I'm like, okay. This is doable. I'm gonna come into Quagsire, I'm at 70%, he showed me Dragon Claw, he might be choice, he might have a lot of choices. I'm going to go for Recover. I'm either at 100% health or I scout for the Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor would suck because I am unaware, so that means actually his drops don't affect him. But that's also probably doing like 40. I wouldn't expect it to do more than 50%, but it would be a losing battle for me. He would only have 8, but that's 8 recovers I essentially have to throw away. And risking crits. He risks misses, but there's a lot of things going on, so I'm just going to recover and hope for the best scout based on what he has. He goes to Dragon Claw again, and it only has 29%. I said, okay. There's 2 things I can go here. I can predict I can go for Toxic on probably Vaporeon or Mimikyu, but I want to be able to burn Mimikyu, so I go for a Scald. He goes into Vaporeon. It doesn't matter. Now, he has Toxic here. I probably lose, because I basically need Quagsire to stall here. He goes for a Scald. It does a lot, and it burns me. So that does a lot of damage. I don't know what this Vaporeon is, like, somewhat offensive to be able to take hits and still hit stuff, but I Toxic it. I say, okay. I have to avoid him, like, Wish Passing, and I have to avoid him critting me with Scalds, but I just have to go for Recovers here. So I recover. I'm past where I was. Thankfully, Burn is nerfed, so I have leftovers here. So I have to recover again because he's doing about 40%. I don't recover here. I die in 2 hits. So now I'm at 82%. I go, okay, well, now he could predict me to just keep going for recovers, switch into Mimikyu, start doing shenanigans. So I'm going to go for a Scald in case I can catch that thing, burn it as I break its disguise, which would be huge. Now he stays in, it's fine. I'm still doing toxic damage. I'm still at 45%, so I'm still outside of his KO range. What we've seen from the rolls, I'm inside of crit range, no crit, 36%. I recover again. Okay, I only have 16 recovers. I've gone for about 5 at this point, maybe 4. So it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, I'm nearing half of my Recover's gone. So he scalds again. I'm recovering. No crit. I think I was outside of crit range that time. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm still within 2-hit KO with recover range. I have to recover. It doesn't matter. Like, there's nothing else to do here. I'm not going to try to hit him with an Ice Beam. I'm not making any predictions, giving him health. I'm at 84%. So he will die to Toxic this turn. Quagsire gets a KO. It's in the postseason. Quagsire gets a KO. So now, Mimikyu's coming in every time. I have to say, no Woodhammer. Like, Sword Stance isn't really real. But he shows me Ghost Move. So I probably should have recovered there because I knew he couldn't Sword Stance because I'm unaware. And then I could have tanked the Z move. So now I'm really close in range. I have to say in a recover, I live at 30. He does 30. I live at 5%. We'll see if a play rough can do 35% to me. But now I'm back to 50%. He doesn't have Woodhammer, 100% confirmed. He's going to go for playoffs now for damage. Just 31%. I have to recover up again. So he's doing 31% in that range. Crits will kill me. Misses are potential because it's play rough. Play rough misses a lot. He's missed play roughs before. This turn I go for the skull, try to get the burn. Does not happen. It's fine. So I'm going to recover again. I have to recover. Here I'm about, I think, 8 or 9 recovers. So I'm saying, okay, so like if I need to start recovering against Entei and D-Knight, I'm going to have to keep like maybe 5 recovers back. Maybe 4, keep it low. So here I'm going to recover again because I'm not crazy. I'm not risking a crit. He hasn't missed a play rough yet. So like I'm really thankful for that. Like missing a play rough is great for me, but it's not essential. And I'd feel really bad about it because it's been really like, really 50-50 so far in terms of like what we all consider hacks. So I go for another skull, don't kill him, I have to recover again. Here's where I'm at like 7 or 6, and I'm like, okay. So I can Scald here. D-Knight comes in, risks getting burned. I could burn him, and I Scald, takes him down to 19. I get the burn. So now, Play Rough and even like a crit, Shadow Claw, crit does not ignore burn, is going to do 20% like max. So that does 11. Incredible. I get the recover. So now here's what's happening here. So I can't really tell. I didn't like hover over the things, look at the HPs, whatever. He is maybe in burn range. At worst, can probably still 2-hit KO Hoopa, depending on the move's range. I'm not going to sit in here, take a hit, and recover. I'm going to go into Hoopa, force him not to be able to set up, because I have Unaware, Dragonite, and Entei. Both have... Entei's got to be choiced, and then Dragonite's doing whatever. So I'm clawing my way back with Quagsire. I'm going to go into Hoopa here. At best, I get a chance to wake up and scare him. At worst, Hoopa just dies, doesn't do anything. Who cares, baby? Alright, so Shadow Claw comes in. It does 30% burned. So a Play Rough, I could only imagine, would kill me because it's higher base power by 20. So that's fine. But he does die to burn. So he goes into Dragonite. I'm like, what are you going to do? Dragon Dance? I go into Quagsire. So he Dragon Claws. It kills me. And I was like, I think that is banded damage. I don't think Dragon can kill me without ban. So now I can go into Moment Snow. I know he's probably choiced. I can do whatever I want. I'm not going to go for Ice Shard in case he has weakness policy and can get some weird, like, damage shenanigans where he can get me low enough with Dragonite and then Entei come in. I'm going to Sword Stance. Guarantee that he is not choiced. Duh, he has Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed does not kill me. Yeah, crit would have sucked, but, like, I still had Quagsire. I still had, 5 recovers. I kill him. I also, this forces Entei into Extreme Speed, even though, like, it doesn't, like, totally matter. So, here we go. Entei has Extreme Speed. He didn't fake the Choice Band. He doesn't have HP Grass. He doesn't have like Power Up Solar Beam. We do it. We clawed our way back. I was literally thinking to myself when that Venusaur was in on Hydreigon. I was literally thinking to myself, I don't want to record this battle. I was like, I have no way to explain that Tornadus play, like justify it, like in hindsight. And I was just like, I'm gonna lose this match because of a just over the top play, because I had convinced myself I needed to make amazing plays to beat this team. It turns out I just needed Quagsire the whole time. Goopert, the greatest, most viable mon of all time. We're going to the finals, baby. We have not seen in this time. D-Train Pittsburgh Steelers have not played Salty Jack and the Malachi Marowak. They're planning for a couple days from now. I do not know who my finals match is. I'm good friends with D-Train. I'll even link my interview with him. He interviewed the 3 other finals coaches, including DFP and Salty Jack. So I'm gonna link to his interviews because those were a lot of fun. I watched DFP's side and it was awesome. It didn't give me any insight. I didn't give him any insight, and he had a chance to watch it, so it wasn't anything unfair that we talked about our finals plays. But like, I can play D-Train, he's a good friend, or I can play Salty Jack, Malachi Marowak. He's been a very good sport. He has the best record in the entire league. He went 10-1. I mean, his last battle was against the Kentucky Torcats. They were both 9-1, and they did a meme match just like me and Brendan did to win the thing. So he did win the meme match and went 10-1. So it doesn't totally matter. But then he beat Mid in the quarters. So I guess he kind of beat him twice. Proved that the meme match didn't matter. Possibly, I don't know. But like I haven't seen that interview yet. But like the DFP's interview is cool. I remember my interview with him being fun. Maybe it's terrible. My voice was cracking because I didn't bring water. I didn't bring water anywhere. My throat's destroyed. But that's the battle. We're going to the finals. Quagstar is a hero. I need to like bring myself. Let's see. That's the thing is I was so overthought about. I put so much just unnecessary thought into this battle. There's so many things I brought or considered bringing or just whatever that just never even could have mattered. Switching Thunderbolt for Flamethrower on Nidoqueen would have been terrible had I been in a situation where I needed that extra 6% damage on Vaporeon or something. But like whatever. I crawled it back. I may not have deserved that win, because I put myself in a bad position. I didn't get punished for it as much as I should have, and then the rest of the battle was just clean, so nothing bad happened. So that's just how it went. I don't know. I'm extremely excited. I feel much better about this win than I did the week 9 win. That's entirely for sure. So that's just it. Like I said, so watch these interviews. That'll link. They're a lot of fun. Check out DFP's channel. He's a great dude. He's like super chill about everything. He didn't come and complain. He didn't, we like had a super like chill fun conversation about what happened, and we would have done it anyways had I lost. Like I refuse to be salty, unlike Salty Jack, who is inherently salty. And there's my girlfriend. She's back. That's weird. I'm gonna end the video and goodbye.